Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And we got old Patrick Codo with us tonight. Nick Kinzel is off, so we got the old chili dog with us. How you doing, Patrick?
Chili dog local.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I knew you were
filling
gonna
in for the revolving door that is Nick and I lately.
I knew you were gonna bring up Pat Loco.
Yep, but
appreciate you having me on again, Ian. Always glad to be on the spectacle.
Of course, buddy. So, guys, we're gonna dig into the show, but how we always start off our shows with our diecast of the week. And Patrick, what you got for us?
And so we're just coming off a weekend at Michigan. We saw your boy Kevin Harvick take the dub this week. So we're gonna throw it back to 2020 to Kevin Harvick's Busch-Side Apple Card that he won. I forgot which one he won during that Michigan weekend, but it's one of his race versions that he won at Michigan in 2020.
He swept that weekend, so
yes, sir.
That's one of them.
One of the cars. I didn't get like the full package like you did, but I just got just one of the cars that he raced in that doubleheader. Very badass car.
Beautiful, buddy. I always love to see Chase Elliott fans own Kevin Harvick stuff.
I'm the good Chase Elliott fan, like you said.
I don't know. I was at Nashville. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he won in person. We all were having a good time. We were on another level that night. So let's just put it there.
You were hugging guys that had zero interest in being hugged after that race.
Do I give it?
I thought Dalton was gonna throw you over the catch fence and you were gonna be sitting
I would have thrown that son of a bitch's ass over there first. And
Dalton was looking at you like Nick was looking at Dalton in Atlanta 2021.
Do I give
oh my God.
Michael, let me ask you this. Do I give a flying shit?
Apparently
I don't think
not.
you do, Pat. I don't think you do.
No, sir. I don't care. Haters are going to hate.
Patrick,
this is my kind of Pat Loco content right here.
Patrick, you are slowly turning into one of those Chase Elliott fans. I hope you know this.
Can we take a second to appreciate Pat went from Ian being mad at Chase, so he was just like, okay, I'll go home now, to now doing the on the stock car spectacle.
Hey, he's grown.
The villain turn for Pat has been joyous to watch.
It has.
Well, I'm sure there's been worse than what I'm doing.
Man, maybe.
Well,
maybe.
We know Dalton good, so you can't be as bad as him. But Mike, what you got for your diecast, buddy?
All right, fellas. So I know you guys had a great time in Michigan, which last year my boy won the race.
I knew it.
Blaney.
I knew.
And that diecast just came in. I've actually been so busy. I opened this a minute before I came on the show. It's been sitting in the box in my my game room here for like 2-3 days or however long I've had it for. Just haven't had time to open it. So I'm basically looking at this diecast for the first time with you guys. So let's give it a little spin around ski here.
Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice got the nice rubbers up on the grill. Car was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it has to be
car.
to win Michigan, but yeah, man.
Yep. That was cool to see Blaney get it done, beat his future brother-in-law too. So how about that?
Yep. and I was kind of there to see it.
Yeah, for about half of it before the heat got to Ashley. But hey, man, I felt that on Saturday, man. I almost blacked out during the national anthem for the Xfinity
You really scared
race,
the shit out of me, man.
Real.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I scared the shit out of you like 20 minutes after I told you that I almost passed out.
So I'm like, is he all right?
Yeah, that wasn't fun. My first time almost passing out from the heat, so.
I don't think you're really like a legit NASCAR fan unless you've had that at least one time or you've been in the heat so long. Because that happened to me Chicagoland a little while back too, if you remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was that? Like 2018 was that one really hot Xfinity race. I think I remember you telling me it was that one, yeah. Because we didn't know each other.
I've never left a sporting event early in my entire life up until that point. But I was sitting there and like everything started looking like it was in slow motion and kind of like hazy. I was like, oh, nope, got to go back and get some AC. This is bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
That's how it was for me. Like when the flyover was happening for the national anthem, everything was all kind of like kind of blurry and kind of like going black and white kind of. And I was like, all right, I need to sit down. I drank a few body armors, and by like lap 10, I was back to normal.
There you go.
Yeah. Body armor.
Way to do it.
Hey, body armor saved my life.
All right, Ian, which one of your Kevin Harvick diecasts are going to be on display today? We know.
Patrick took my idea, but I am going with the first Michigan win from the 2020 sweep. Just look at this beauty of a race car. Nice. And since Kevin Harvick finally snapped that 65 race winless streak this past weekend, and I was there for it. I cannot believe that. So that was the sweetest win I've ever seen. So that was awesome. But that's my diecast.
Absolutely great race you guys saw. Kevin getting back to victory lane was pretty awesome, but we should take a second to appreciate how awesome that win was for our good friend, Mr. Dakota Rutledge from Chairgating.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Congratulations on the
Dakota and Felicia just had their baby girl Nova the same day that Kevin Harvick won. So, I mean, that's a beautiful thing for Dakota Rutledge right there.
And through a friend of their show, Mr. Dylan Smith, aka Black Mamba, Kevin got to see the video of Dakota's reaction to him winning from the hospital, which I thought was the best part.
Yeah, that was freaking cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was awesome of Mamba to do that for Dakota.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about right there, fellas.
But all right, guys, before we get into our Michigan review, some big stories came out today. Kurt Busch, things are not looking good for him right now. He just came out and said that he is going to be missing this weekend again, and he really did not give a time frame of when he's going to come back, because after the end of every message, he said, I'll see you next week, and then this time it doesn't look good. So could this be season ending? Could this be career ending? Do you think he wants to watch his health?
Well, I'll say this. I don't think it's impossible that it's career or season ending, but I don't want to jump to conclusions too early based on something like that. Concussion recovery, as somebody who played hockey for a long time, has some diagnosed and some undiagnosed concussions. Recovery from those is not always a linear path. It's just not. Sometimes you'll be going really good for a week, really feel like I'm kind of getting back to normal, and then something triggers you, or you try to do something you've always been able to do and you just can't. And then a week later, you're further along than you thought you would ever be. So it's not linear. It's a step back. We just kind of have to wait and see where it goes, is the best advice that I can kind of give to anybody speculating.
Yeah, my only thing is that, Dalton's been saying this a lot too in our group chat. This is reminding me a lot of what happened to Dale Jr. in 2016 when he got his concussion. And, he was out for one race. They were like, oh, Jeff Gordon's going to take over for just this one race. And he was out for another. Then they're like, all right, Bowman's taking over. And like, all right, he's out for the next 5 races. And then it turned out that he was out for, I think, the rest of the season it was. But he came back 2017. So I don't know if he's going to come back this year. Maybe he could. Who knows how he progresses to when the playoffs start and all that. But I think his health is more important. Get ready for next year.
I agree.
Well, there's one other thing, though, that's a lot different, even from as recently as Dale's kind of injuries first started, is the technology and the medicine behind concussions has come a long way. Even as far back, because I've heard and read Dale Jr. talking about this before himself. Even one thing that has really kind of gone the opposite way, and I think we all have heard this one. You get a concussion, like, no, hey, go lay in a dark room, keep your eyes closed, try to sleep. No loud noises, no bright lights or anything. Now science is telling you, no, you want those things to kind of stimulate the neurons in your brain again. So that one of the things that's going to make this interesting for me, like I said, is those kind of advancements. Let's kind of see what happens here.
Right. I mean, only time can tell. I mean, Kurt, he said he got put into some kind of simulation that kind of put him in the same scenario of being in a race car and everything. And he said that his brain was not ready. So whenever Kurt's ready, he'll come back, but just sucks seeing him miss out on all this, especially with him being locked in the playoffs. He looked good week in and week out, and it just sucks that he's going to miss out on driving the Air Jordan Concord
Oh yeah,
11s. Man,
That was a beautiful car.
that is a badass looking car, and I'm just so mad that Ty Gibbs has to drive that. So,
when
get well soon, Kurt.
I obviously know it doesn't work this way by any stretch, but it would have been sweet if when they found the news out, they just flipped that thing onto Bubba. That would have been awesome.
That would have been cool. I'm really surprised that Bubba hasn't ran a Jordan brand paint scheme yet. Because honestly, he's been with the team the longest. I would have figured.
I want to say it came down to because he's brought in so many different sponsorships that Kurt had a couple more dates open for the Jordan one for this year.
True, because I remember them saying that their schedule was completely packed with sponsors. So yeah, that makes sense.
Were turning away primaries. Like what NASCAR team is turning away primaries?
Oh man, that's Bubba, man. He's good at bringing in them sponsors. Great personality. Sir. Yeah, but hope you feel better soon, Kurt. Want to see you back on the racetrack here. And then Noah Gragson, Petty GMS announced that he'll be taking over the 42 full time next year. Honestly, as a Noah Gragson fan, I love this because he's going full-time cup racing, but at the same time, Petty GMS, they've been looking great this year. Eric Jones has been phenomenal. He's been outperforming in that stuff. Ever since GMS came over, helped Petty, they've been looking better and better every week. Ty Dillon, obviously, I really don't think that guy has much talent. So I think when Noah gets into that 42, he's just going to do way better than what happened with the 42 this year. This is a great stepping stone team for him. Like, it's a multi-year deal. Let's see how it works out for him.
Look, we've seen Noah Gragson run well in the Cup Series already. He was, in the top 10, the top 5 at times just this past week in the 16. So obviously we know the talent's there. You watch him on the Xfinity Series. The big question mark is going to be, what is the 42 ride actually? We've seen what it's been on the track this year with Ty Dillon. We also see what the 43 has been this year for Eric Jones. When Noah gets in that car, is he going to kind of come up and rival more of the performance of Eric Jones, or is this car really just a step down? I think we're going to find out, and that's all due respect to Ty, but we know Noah Gragson's that's a top talent right there. That's a future Cup winner. So this could be a pretty good little stepping stone ride for him, especially if this equipment's a little better than we're seeing right now in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Eric Jones this past weekend at Michigan Speedway. He looked really, really fast throughout the whole weekend, throughout practice, qualifying, and the race. So I really do think if they kind of see Noah Gragson's kind of that higher talent driver throughout the team, maybe they'll put a little bit more cash into that engine for him. So maybe we'll see. I mean, he's also got potential big sponsors coming over with him too. Right now he's got Black Rifle Coffee with Bass Pro and True Timber. Wendy's, he's still somehow partnered with them. They still follow each other on social media. So they got something cooking. I really do think he's going to bring in some major sponsors. That's going to bring in a whole lot of speed for that team. This isn't the same. This is not the same Richard Petty Motorsports that we had a couple of years ago with Bubba Wallace. This is a brand new team now with GMS coming in.
Absolutely.
They are one of the top teams in the Truck Series. Let's see what they can do in the Cup Series now. I'm excited for the 42 team.
We're going from not too many seasons ago only having like 7 or 8 of a 36 race schedule fully sponsored up to Noah brings some heavy hitters. Eric Jones has brought some sponsors. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Ian. On camera, 2023 Noah G's coming up. Noah versus Harv. If you had to pick now, where's your alliance going?
Come on, man. You know I'm with my boy Noah. No matter what that guy has done for me, just talked to me a whole lot. We played Xbox together. He's treated me like a good buddy.
He's been on the spectacle, so
yeah, I gotta go with my boy Noah. But yeah, that's a tough one. Just twist my arm, why don't you?
I'm telling Kevin.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a tough one there. All right, guys. So let's talk Michigan. It was a wild weekend in the Irish Hills. We started off with the Xfinity Series. Noah Gragson, another pole this year. That's his second career pole in the Xfinity Series. So just killing it so far this year. One of the top drivers, him and Ty Gibbs right now. And then Noah Gragson, he won stage one, and he chased down Landon Castle and AJ Allmendinger to get that stage two victory. Looked fucking phenomenal throughout this whole race. And
He
then
did.
Cadillac, your boy Ty Gibbs
Yes,
again
sir.
got.
Yes, sir. Second.
Hey, let me finish talking before you celebrate, buddy. God damn, Patrick's trying to take over our show. What the hell?
Are you expecting our boy Pat Loco to have some patience? Come on now.
No. That's why I was scared about doing this show.
Just said no.
But Ty Gibbs got it done again. This kid's lighting the world on fire. He looked amazing throughout the Cup Series. We're going to talk about that too. But Patrick, Ty Gibbs looked great at Michigan, buddy.
Yes, sir. Looked good and smart too, because when you were watching the race, like he pitted early on, and then everyone else ahead of him pitted, which gave him the opportunity for first place. And he was running really smooth. And you could say there was a little bit of luck because, Allgaier and Noah Gragson, like you mentioned, if there's like 20 extra laps to go, they could have caught him. Or if we had a caution, it was a whole different race.
Yeah, Noah and Allgaier. Yeah, Noah and Allgaier, they had those fresher tires. You could see them just catching up lap by lap. And I was like, damn, they might actually do something here. But no, if maybe there was like 15 more laps, they would have caught him. But no, Ty Gibbs put on a clinic in that final stage and got it done in the Irish Hills.
Yes, he did. Heck of an Xfinity race.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Michigan's been fantastic the past few years. I love that track.
Beautiful track. One of my favorites to visit every year. And just touching on Ty Gibbs, he's killing it on Saturdays and Sundays right now. Obviously getting the win. He ran really well all weekend. I think barring his speeding penalty, which he probably finishes in the top 5 without, but he finished in the top 10, right?
Yeah.
So another, as early as in his career, this great feat we're seeing from Ty Gibbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if the whole thing with Kyle Busch does go and he does leave Joe Gibbs Racing, you gotta put Ty Gibbs in that car.
You have to.
He is ready. He's ready.
You do, but remember one thing. Remember Alex Bowman. Comes into the 88 for a little while there when Junior was out, goes out and gets a pole, runs well. Then he gets his own ride. Now he's figured it out and he's found it. But remember, he struggled there for a little while.
Yeah.
So with Ty Gibbs, it could, when you're running off of a Cup champion setups and just making a little adjustments for yourself, that's one thing. But when they got to figure them out for you and you got your own ride, that it may take him a little while to replicate these kind of results, or he may just come out and dust it. So.
Yeah, I just think this kid's a generational talent. He's gonna come out swinging just like Jeff Gordon did when he was a rookie, man.
That would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, no, I think Noah, he might have a little bit of trial and error going with Petty GMS, but I think Ty Gibbs, that kid's just way too freaking good. I think he's just going to kick ass right from the start. But that's enough glorifying that kid.
Well, at least you don't have to glorify the other kid.
What other kid?
You know what I'm talking about.
I honestly don't.
Pat, we don't know who you're talking about.
The guy with the porn stash.
Oh, he's not a kid.
You get what I'm saying.
All right, guys. So let's get into our Cup Series review. How about old Bubba Wallace finding some speed lately?
All right.
Finding some speed lately. Got the pole for this one and led the field to green. Guys at 23 teams getting faster and faster week in and week out.
Yeah, they're really starting to put it together. One thing where Bubba's kind of benefited was he does have that 45 pit crew right now, and they're rocking and rolling. No mistakes on pit road anymore, taking themselves out of races. You're starting to see the fruits of the labor there. 4 consecutive top 10s, couple top 5s sprinkled in there, getting the pole, leading laps. We're starting to see what this 23 team really could be.
Yeah, absolutely. So gotta love to see it. Maybe they'll keep those pit crews swapped because it seems like it's working out well for Bubba right now.
As long as as long as it's tie in the 45, they will.
Yeah.
However, once Kurt comes back, if he's the one in the playoffs, say Bubba doesn't happen to go out and win, any of the next couple races and get his way in, then there's really no advantage other than, wanting one team to run better than the other, really.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. So then the competition caution came out, and then JJ Yaley decided to not pit and came out in front of a bunch of guys and just took out the field behind him. Took out Kyle Busch, Eric Almirola, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse. Some guys that really could have competed for this win here, taken out early. Yeah, that just sucks.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch has gone, I think, 8 races in a row without a top 10 finish now. So that old 18 team is struggling right now.
Really struggling.
Well, listen, that before that though, that 18 was one of, if not the fastest cars on the track. But the thing somebody's gonna have to explain to me is what the thought process even was for Yaley there. You stay out there, you're not going to get a net gain. It's not like, oh, hey, we won't pit and we'll, restart like 4th and, probably fall back to like 15th or 10th or something, get points. You were restarting 15th. You were still going to drop back to like 25th, 26th based on the cars that pitted behind you. I don't understand the logic for whatsoever.
That's
and all it
just
does was take out a
Rick
bunch of fast cars.
Yeah, that's just Rick Ware Racing being Rick Ware Racing, man. That's just the bullshit that they do.
Yeah, I mean, hard to argue at this point. It's, we see it pretty regularly now.
Yeah. They're literally just like a speed bump on the track right now. That's all they are.
That's one way to put it.
Yep. So good going there. JJ Yaley doing great. Christopher Bell went on to win stage 1. He's been showing a lot of speed lately. Collected a stage win at Indy last week as well. And then Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson, they were running top 10 throughout this whole freaking race. They were looking phenomenal before. Ty Gibbs, he still finished in the top 10. Noah Gragson, he later spun, hit the wall, but that was awesome to see. And we had some great 4-wide racing. Honestly, this was some of the best Cup Series racing that I've seen in Michigan in a very, very long time. So much competitive racing, so much passing for the lead. This was the best Michigan race in such a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the next gen car did a number on the Cup Series product at Michigan. The racing was absolutely fantastic. Lots of controversy, especially around our boy Mr. Chastain once again.
Yep.
You got to see some comers and some goers. Tires fell off a little bit. Just absolutely fantastic package of racing we saw on Sunday.
Yeah, NASCAR knocked it out of the park with the 2-mile tracks. Auto Club was amazing. Michigan was awesome. We need to add another 2-mile track.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for, adding another thing that's a little unique, maybe short tracks or adding more road courses or street courses isn't necessarily the answer. Maybe another unique kind of 2-mile would be pretty cool. So again, I know we've talked about this on the show in the past, but I would be really intrigued after what we've seen this year so far to see this next gen car in the oval at Indy. There's been how many countless tracks now, especially larger tracks where the racing hadn't really been so good in the past. And now with this new car, it's some of, if not the best racing.
Yeah. Yeah. I can only imagine with the Indianapolis oval, that would just be freaking phenomenal. They need to do it. I know they're still sticking with the road course for at least one more year. That's what they said. Then they're going to look at different options, but goddamn, just do it. Just do it. But Denny Hamlin, he went on to win stage 2. So Toyotas were showing lots of speed early in this one. And then Christopher Bell, he hit the wall after not clearing himself in front of Ross Chastain. When I first saw it, I thought Chastain took him out, but nope, Christopher Bell did it to himself. Chastain was actually a good boy for once.
Yeah. I just wonder if that's, obviously Bell cleared himself and got wrecked, but, I just wonder if some of this lends themselves to if he's not going to give anybody an inch right on the racetrack, why would anybody else, you know?
Right. Yeah, makes sense. And then with 35 to go, Kevin Harvick took the lead and never looked back. He had such a stupid lead in front of Bubba Wallace, who finished second. Phenomenal race for that 23 team. But good old Kevin Harvick finally snapped that 65 race winless streak. I was going fucking nuts. Well, actually, for 35 laps, or actually 34 laps, I was nervous, shaking like a freaking leaf. I was so anxious. And then on the final lap, once I saw that white flag, that's when I started getting happy. I knew it was all over and we finally got it done. Kevin Harvick was in a must-win situation to get himself in the playoffs, and he did just that. I knew that he had to get it done in Michigan. So just so happy to see that 4 team back to its old winning ways.
I just need to know, did you buy your Joey Logano t-shirt on the way out in appreciation for being the blocker, basically those last little laps, starting a parade behind that 4 car?
Yeah. that was
That's
nice, Joey.
that's Joey Logano for you, piece of shit.
Well, listen, I understand what he's trying to do there, you know, get the track position, anything can happen, but it was just so hard to pass sometimes during the race that, you know, everybody got strung out so far behind him. Harvick got that, you know, clean air and being just so much faster than the 22. Nobody else had a chance to get around him. And finally, by the time people started passing the 22, Harvick had what, a 4-second lead at one point? 3.5 seconds?
You
Yeah.
weren't
Was
catching
gone.
him.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, well, that was when he took Bubba up the track and then put Larson almost into the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what Joey does, man. You try to take a position away from him, he's not gonna like that. He's not gonna go without violence. That's what Joey does. But yeah, freaking phenomenal Michigan weekend. Got to see Ty Gibbs win it. Got to see Kevin Harvick win. Awesome race for me and Patrick for the weekend.
Mhm.
And guys, there is one playoff spot left. We got 3 races left. We're going to 3 different tracks where a bunch of guys can get it done. We know Martin Truex is really good at Richmond. We know how good Ryan Blaney is on the plate tracks at Daytona. And then Watkins Glen, that can always be a toss-up. So, guys, one playoff spot left. What do you think's going to happen here? And plus, there's also with Kurt possibly missing the playoffs as well if we do get multiple winners because he's in that final spot.
Right. This is going to be one of the most intriguing little 3-race stretches we've had in a long time, fellas. You know, Richmond's a weird track because it is one of those few where it's like a short track, but really hasn't raced like a short track in a long time. Guys that were traditionally good here, like Truex and stuff, it's changing. He's been fast here still, but we've also seen guys like Blaney, who this was admittedly his worst track, ran top 5 here last time. So it's another one they talked about post race too. The 23 has circled. You know, they've been really fast lately, and Richmond's been a pretty decent track for Bubba in his career as far as the way he's ran. Doesn't always have the results to show for it, but I think you've got at least 2 tracks where you could reasonably have 2 winners.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go out on a limb and say at this point in the career, we're not going to see a new winner on the road course. I think Richmond might produce a new winner. I think Daytona probably will.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why they put Daytona at the end of the regular season because they wanted something like this to happen. They want someone like a Chris Buescher to get in with that final playoff spot at Daytona, something like that, something crazy to happen like that. But yeah, this is going to be a crazy final 3 races, guys. So you boys got anything else to add before we end our show here?
No, just like we said, next 3 races are going to be
3 exciting
paramount.
races.
Yeah, absolutely paramount. So let the games begin, fellas.
There.
Damn straight. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to our Michigan race review. guys, make sure to follow our friend Mr. Pat Loco on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. Guys, make sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram as well. We're also on Spotify. And yeah, that will wrap it up for us on the Stock Car Spectacle. So I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.